Okay, well, what's interesting is I actually grew up in Euclid. I used to live not far from here, and I think I've been shopping here ever since they opened. Yeah, so I've been shopping here for like 20 years, and it's always fun coming here. I'm mostly into electronics. So my regular job is engineering, but I'm a musician too on weekends. So I like building a lot of electronic musical stuff, but I find a lot of really cool stuff here. Anything from like enclosures to I bought a lot of test equipment here too, electronic test equipment. I have stuff in my workshop at home that came from here, and it's just a lot of fun shopping here. I find just really cool stuff and at prices that are very, very appealing. I often buy enclosures, like large enclosures, electronic enclosure stuff, which are always really expensive. I find them here at a really reasonable price, and then I find a way to repurpose them. So it's kind of, I think they call it upcycling, whatever, when you take something and you convert it into something else. What I'm doing, so I am playing a band in Cleveland that's a trio. It's just like three guys, drums, bass, guitar. I'm a bass player. I play guitar too, and a lot of times with this band, when you got only three people, you got to kind of fill the sound out a little bit. So I started using what are called bass pedals or MIDI pedals, and I figured I can make my own and add some extra features. So what I did was it started with this unit over here, but I found this really cool enclosure here one day, and it was perfect for what I was looking for. I needed a big enclosure that could hold 13 foot switches, which would be like one octave of notes. And then I made circuitry that could basically, every button you push could play a different sound. So it's kind of like taking a one octave keyboard and putting it on the floor so you can play with your feet. So I came up with this one unit, and I used it on like a bunch of gigs and stuff, and I'm kind of refining it. Eventually I plan on selling these, so I kind of have like the early prototype over here, and I got a refined version here. It's going to get more refined, but I'm basically making this little gizmo, planning on pricing it, really attractively, and it's got a couple cool features in there that I couldn't find on existing commercial units of this type. So, but what's really cool is I found really great enclosures here as like a starting point, and both this one and this newer one, which is smaller. So my goal is to make a really compact, affordable, one octave foot pedal for musicians for shows. I say it's like the ultimate like garage sale for geeks almost, or whatever, or it's like I rave about this place, and I tell people to come here, and they always freak out. They're like walking through aisles and aisles of stuff, and I just tell them it's just like kind of the ultimate place to buy really cool electronics and new machinery. I have a lot of office furniture here too. My wife has a business. It's counseling practice. We bought a ton of file cabinets and bookcases here, which were great, and so her office is kind of outfitted with a lot of HGR file cabinets there. But no, I just tell people if you're like into building stuff or making stuff, it's a great place to shop because you can find a lot of really cool tools, find a lot of cool materials. You can half of what I buy is stuff I'm going to use as is. The other half of what I buy, I'm going to kind of take it apart to use some of the parts inside, or just use the housing itself. So, but I just tell people it gets my mind going when I come here, when I see all the stuff, and it's just it's a cool place if you're into kind of creating tangible stuff, or anything that you could think of almost. I'd say the easiest way to reach me is probably by email. I know it's kind of old-fashioned, but it's a Chris DeHaas at hotmail.com, which is a really easy way to get a hold of me. It's just ChrisDehaas, so 2 A's and 1 S. Yeah. So if anybody wants to contact me, I'd be happy to talk to anybody. I highly recommend people coming here and checking it out if they're local in Cleveland, to come here, or online even. I'm sure you can shop online. I think being here in Euclid obviously is best. You can see stuff and touch stuff and pick it up. It's probably even worth a trip to come here for a weekend or a week or whatever, and just to look around, because there's always new stuff. It seems like every time I come here, there's another whole batch of things to find. So, but yeah, it's definitely worth a trip coming out here. So.